Good morning and welcome to our final SWATCOM webinar of this series. My name is James Dobson and I am the Marketing Manager at Atex, and I'm joined on the panel with Russ Billings, General Manager at SWATCOM. Russ will be presenting today's webinar titled SWATCOM Endura Chargers and Heavy Duty Headsets for Motorola Solutions Radios. Before we start, I just want to go through some housekeeping. Everyone will be on mute for the duration of the webinar, but you will have the opportunity to ask questions via the question box at the bottom of your screen. Questions will be answered at the end of the webinar. If we do not have enough time to answer any questions, we will contact you directly afterwards. So now I'll hand you over to Russ for today's webinar. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Russell talking headsets. Nice to see you again today. Like James said, we're going to go through some headsets, heavy duty, lightweights, and also some radio chargers. Try and make this as simple as possible and give you an overview more than anything else, as opposed to more detail. So without further ado, I'll first introduce you to the SWATCOM A-Cable 5850. This is our flagship headset really for a radio that or an environment that is more industrial, so factories, shipping, engine rooms, etc. This comes with a TP120 4-pole connector, Nexus connector. It works with its own brand of PTTs. I'll give you an example here of your standard PTT 2000, and from that PTT, the radio leads can be connected to a multitude of radios, all the way through most of the Motorola, through to your Kenwood, etc. So the PTT is for your radio connection, but as standard TP120 connector, and that is also approved with your Peltor PTTs, and vice versa. The PTTs are cleared and approved with Peltor headsets. If you want direct fit, then you've got two options. Looks exactly the same. TP120 direct fit. Two variants of this headset. You've got the SWATCOM SC32. That's the marine version, so that's the waterproof version, IP67. And also the SWATCOM 34, which is more your industrial. Both, all three headsets, the A-Cable, the 32 and the 34, are SNR 29 on both headset and headband variants. On these variants where they're direct fit, there is not an inline PTT. They can be fitted with an inline PTT if required, but it's not really necessary because the PTT is on the cup. Okay, very simple headsets, extremely popular in the industry, extremely popular in the maritime industry as well, and they can fit onto marine headsets like the Gecko Cutaway or the Future Safety helmets as well. So a big player. So these are our flagship headsets, the three variants, the 5850s, the SC34s, and the SC32s marine. Moving on, then we've got the SC36, which is the heavy duty headset with boom microphone, single-sided, which is this headset here. Comfortable, quite snazzy in its appearance. Okay, and very much like the Peltor Flex, it comes with flex leads for the majority of headsets, most of the Motorola range, most of the Kenwood range, but not so much other headsets like ICOM, etc. So there are limitations on what they can connect to. That said, we can do alterations in-house in our technical workshop, but it very much depends on volume. But very comfortable, extremely lightweight headset, and is proving quite popular. New outs, only been on the streets in 2021. We've done the design and development prior to COVID, but the actual manufacturing had been slowed down because of the COVID. effectively because of COVID. I'll say no more. I haven't got these two headsets today. We got the SC33, which is the cameraman headset. The BBC actually buy these off us. They are a cup one side, large cup, and a very slim cup on the other side. Very popular, plug into their cameras. All the certification for that, but I haven't got any to show you because they are made to order and we haven't got any on the shelf. And in addition to that, the SC9 5000 headset, which is a behind the headset, under the helmet headset variant with a PTT on the cup, and a great substitute, if you like, to an alternative type of headsets, and they have been very widely accepted on Network Rail. Then the final range really is the SWATCOM Solutions range. This is the ACOM headset. They come both in headset and helmet attached variants. So this is your direct connection. It's a lovely looking headset. It comes with an SNR of 33 for headband and 30 for helmet attached. PTT on the cup. So that's the ACOM type. Then there's the ACOM BT. So does without the wire, and that is a Bluetooth connection to a Bluetooth radio, Motorola primarily, and they are cleared and certified to work with Motorola, so they have the code in for the Motorola PTT. And then you have the XPB range, and that allows you to connect to two devices. So two devices with Bluetooth, or one Bluetooth, one GSM. So you can effectively attach this variant to a mobile phone and a two-way radio, or two mobile phones, or two mobile radios. So quite a unique range of collections for the actual SWATCOM Solutions. We are working with Solutions in the background to increase the type of radios that this can connect to, but it will cost money. But very nice range, and very new on the streets, very lightweight as well, and got a great SNR. Okay, so that's our SWATCOM Solutions range. On the lightweight headsets, we have some over the head and behind the neck variants. Behind the neck variants with acoustic tubes as well. So there is quite a nice range of there. They've got very light PTT inline, and will connect to the majority of radio types. Again, if we have an obscure radio that we've not connected to before, then you know, it's not to say we can't do it, it's just the questions need to be asked. As far as PTTs are concerned, we have a variety of PTTs, from waterproof PTTs to non-waterproof. Our range really is the SC or the SWATCOM PTT 2000 range, very much the standard Nexus military type of range with the TP120. And our 7000 range, I haven't got one with us. Again, we're out of stock. Stock's due in next week, but a larger PTT with a very large PTT button with a seal around it. They come both in industrial or waterproof types, and we have some various other PTTs available as well. But considering that our PTTs will work with the majority, well, all of our SWATCOM headsets, but also the majority of headsets that sit outside the SWATCOM range. In particular, our PTTs do work with Peltor, if your customers already have Peltor headsets. And where some headsets or some PTTs are no longer available because they're end of life, we can still support, hopefully, those end of life PTTs to support the headsets that they still have. And certainly that's not just industrial, that's military as well. So a great range, a variety of different type of headsets for different industry sectors. We are and have been very popular in the last 10 years plus in the marine, factory, road network, aviation network, which I didn't mention so much, industries, and we do meet all the standards that are required, the certification standards that are required within those industry types. Certainly the actual aviation industry is very high on certification under their regulations, and our headsets do meet those standards for the ground crews, etc. So that's the headset range, and I'll come back to some questions on there. It is quite extensive, so I don't want to go into the nitty-gritty really, but just to actually inform you that we're here and we've got a great range that supports the industry sectors out there. Okay, right, moving on. Our Endura chargers, SWATCOM Endura chargers, manufactured in Canada. We've had 20 years of a partnership with this company, and the actual partnership is growing from strength to strength. And in the last 3 years, to give you an example of where we're at and how that partnership is working, we have gained a contract with Thales for new military radios globally that are NATO approved, and we have designed and developed, and it's already out there with the Army, British Army, American Army, Canadians, and some other NATO units to support their military radios for charging in tanks, in armored personnel vehicles, and in buildings. So the development is great. So just to give you an overview of where we're at as a SWATCOM company. But on the industrial side, if you're working with most industrial units, we have a single charger, bog standard, and that is also comes with a car charge adapter, so that is simple. You have a dual charger, and I've got one here, so that would take 2 radios. That's your standard dual charger. I haven't got any leads, but standard leads, either NATO leads or standard UK leads. They all come with pods separately. Don't pay any extra. You buy the dual charger. The pods are available, and they will just slot in as required for the different types of radio charging points, depending on what model it is. And then they can actually, if you change the model type, their future proofing is that they can actually be taken out, thrown in the bin or put to one side, and then new radio pods can actually be inserted into the charger. So very adaptable. That's your dual. And then we have a 6-way charger, big bank 6-way charger. There, exactly the same principle. Remove the actual pods. You can replace the pods again. Selection of pods, all your Motorola radios or majority, Kenwood, etc., etc. They're there. That's your 6-way bank charger. I don't know if you can see there. Comes with all the CE approvals, etc., etc. So that's good. And then 12-way charger. So there's your 12-way chargers. Exactly the same, CE approvals, blah blah blah. Obviously, that's not the right way around. Now, the great thing about these chargers is good price. You can discuss that with Airsis. Great price, readily available in most places. We do get cleared out because of requirement. But what we're seeing is where companies like Motorola are going end of life with certain bank chargers, certainly 6-way, etc., etc. We can still fill that gap. So Airsis can provide chargers that are no longer available for certain radio manufacturing types, and try and keep your customers through life if they require a 6-way, 12-way, or single or dual for bank chargers from big manufacturers and no longer available. They come with all the warranties. They work with lithium ion, polymer, NiCad, and NIM, NIME. So all the batteries, no issues. Come with all the warranties that support the batteries. They will not cause damage. They will not cause any issues with the charging. They are to the standard you would expect if you were buying a Motorola or Kenwood charger as it goes. So a great selection, a variety above and beyond what's already out there by the manufacturers, and a very good price as well. So that's it. That's the headsets. That's the chargers. We're here to answer any of your questions. We are SWATCOM. We're doing a great job with Airsis, and we're very pleased and we thank you all for listening to our webinars, and hopefully we can support you in the future, going forward in the future, and support your customers. Any questions?
Thank you, Russ. Yes, we've got a few questions which have come in. The first one is, do SWATCOM do Atex headsets? And if so, what radios do you support?
The answer is yes. We do Atex headsets through a cable. So the first headset I showed you, they come with a TP120 connector, Atex approved. They work with either SWATCOM A cable PTTs, or they do work with and are cleared to work with Peltor PTTs. The difference is on a Atex PTT is they will have a blue button as opposed to a black button, and they will come with all the certification that is required with the headset. So I'm sure you already know that if you have a headset, the headset has to be certified with any other accessory. They have to be tested together. They can't be tested independently to work on the radios. And they are cleared to work with most Atex radios, your Motorola range, most certainly. But there are some radios out there that are new on the market, and we haven't necessarily done the testing yet to go through that process. Also, I'm sure you're all aware that SWATCOM is in partnership with Savox. So Savox have a great new range just come out. They've just secured a contract with MSA for their Galley F1 XF firefighter helmets. But regardless, the firefighter helmets and the breathing apparatus, whether it is Draeger, Avon, Scott, or MSA, we have a range of Atex approved headsets that fit into the helmet, fit either to the breathing apparatus, not all of them, but some of them, in partnership with Savox. So the answer is we have an extensive range, and yes. We can't do bespoke stuff for Atex, purely on the basis that it all has to go through certification. So if we haven't got it, we just can't make it.
Thank you for that one. The next question is, do SWATCOM manufacture headsets that are able to connect to two-way radios at the same time? Yes, the answer is yes. Again, we will get the SC34 or the SC32, depending if it's a marine or industrial headset. This is a single speaker, but a lot of them come with dual speakers. We have two options to actually sort out this solution. Is we can split the headset in half and have leads come down either side of the headset. So in this scenario, got a lead here, and we would have a lead coming down from this cup, and then you would have a radio on either side with an inline PTT, or you can connect the one which has already got the PTT. You can utilize the PTT on the cup. We don't want to take away the SNR. If SNR is not an issue, we can put a PTT on the other cup. But if it is an issue and you require an SNR, we would not muck around with the integrity of the headset. So we would put an inline PTT on the other side, and we would split the headset so you would hear one radio through that headset, that ear cup, and the other headset through this cup. The alternative solution is on the down lead, we attach a dual PTT that on the upper end will have a connection like a TP120 with a TJ101 connection. That will be on the SC7000, sorry, the PTT 7000. And on the south end, we would have two leads. They can either be sealed or bayonet connection, and they will support a radio, two radios, a radio and a full duplex device like the SWATCOM Multicom, or a radio and a smartphone or an iPhone. So we've done that for Network Rail, the smartphones. We've done SWATCOM Multicom for factories. We can bypass one of the PTTs, so you've got constant full duplex in your ears. And then when someone actually transmits over the radio, it overrides the actual full duplex system.
So there are different variations that we can manufacture to support the end user. And currently we're in a situation where we've just supported Border Force on their maritime units, having a internal communication system with a marine radio type, and we're doing exactly the same with Tetra radios with the police units, where we're having a full duplex system for boat crews, be it the multicom, and they're on a Tetra radio. They're at the moment going MTP 6550, and then going to potentially going to the MXP 600 radios. But the radio leads are down interconnected. The chipping devices for those Tetra radios will be in the lead, so they are future-proof. So, and we can split the radio for the headsets as well. If they've got dual speakers, we can put both headsets come over both speakers, or we can split that. One radio here comes through on this headset side of the headset, and the other radio comes on this side of the headset. So a huge variety of ways we can support the end user. There is always a limitation. There is always a capability potential issue that we may be able to overcome. An example would be the chipping for the MXP 600 radios, but we will get there. We will get there at some point, not necessarily in time for the initial rollout for new radios, but we certainly will get there, down the line, further down the line. Hopefully that answers the question. It's quite a detailed answer.
No, that's great, Ross. Thank you. The last question we've got is, what warranty do the battery chargers come with?
12 months. All chargers, including the headsets, everything comes with 12 months of standard. We are very good at we validate that warranty. We're a UK company. Those who know us know we're good for our word. And if there's any issues that sit just outside that 12 months, we'll listen to it. But we will replace, we will engineer. We've got the technical workshop. Our guys, have got over 20 years of experience down there. You will be looked after. We're not a box shifting company. We wouldn't survive if we were. But 12 months across our entire range of headsets, PTTs, chargers, you name it, everything's 12 months.
Perfect. Thank you, Russ, for today's webinar and for presenting this series of ASIS and SWATCOM webinars. Each one has contained a great volume of information, including features and benefits of a wide range of products. Just want to say thank you to all our attendees. These webinars have been very well received. If you would like to know more about the SWATCOM range or to discuss demonstration kits, please contact ASIS or SWATCOM in the normal way. So thank you very much, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.